Welcome, Transformers fans, to a journey through the epic saga of Optimus Primal. Today, we are delving into the depths of his character, exploring his strengths, weaknesses, and lasting impact on the Transformers universe. Despite now being recognized as one of the most legendary Cybertronians to ever exist, this wasn't an outcome that seemed all that likely when we revisit Primal's humble beginnings. Initially, Primal was simply the chief officer of the Maximal ship, the Axalon. The Axalon crew were tasked with nothing more than exploration.
You know, we were supposed to be doing deep space exploration. Playing galactic patrol wasn't nowhere in my job description, you know what I'm saying?
To learn and discover the universe, they were by no means a military-ready group of Transformers. However, this would come to an abrupt end when a Predacon rogue named Megatron would steal the golden discs. Tasked with retrieving them, Optimus would command the Axalon to follow the Predacon ship, the Dark Side, through a transwarp portal, thus resulting in both factions traveling back in time and space. Faced with confronting the more war-adept Predacons, Primal would need to quickly galvanize his team into accepting that they were now in a war that would change the course of the Cybertronians forever. Optimus quickly learned the severity of the situation he now found himself in. After the initial confrontation, where both groups would face off for the first time, upon traveling back to base to lick their wounds, the Maximals realized they battled 5 Predacons, even though there were 6 aboard the Dark Side. The mystery of the remaining Predacon wouldn't last long, however, as they would encounter a recently Predacon defecting Dinobot waiting to challenge Primal for the honor of Maximal leadership. Despite not being a natural warrior like Dinobot, Optimus accepted the challenge. Battling Dinobot to a draw that would leave both bots vulnerable, hanging for dear life by no more than gorilla toe, he refused to drop his adversary to save himself despite their conflict. This would earn him a huge amount of respect amongst not only his current crew, but also Dinobot. Both teams would engage in battle again on a mountain so rich with Energon that all bots had no choice but to remain in beast mode or risk system failure. Primal's acceptance of his new fate as leader of a warring group was best symbolized with his declaration,
"So for now, let the battle be here, on this strange primitive world, and let it be called Beast Wars!"
After this, we began to see Optimus grow slowly into his new role, although still with obvious signs of both self-doubt and reluctance. At the end of Season 1, with no choice but to temporarily join forces with Megatron to stop their imminent destruction at the hands of the mysterious alien race, the Vok. Primal would attempt to destroy the Vok's weapon, the Planet Buster. However, he soon learned the hard way to never ever trust a Pred, as Megatron double-crossed him, causing Primal to be destroyed along with the Planet Buster, leaving Season 1 on the biggest cliffhanger imaginable. It would take a combination of a stasis pod and Rhinox risking his own life to find Primal's spark before it fully merged back into the Matrix, collecting his spark and allowing Optimus to be reborn in a new transmetal body. Shortly after, Megatron's ultimate plan was revealed. He was going to gain access to the legendary Autobot ship, the Ark, and destroy a dormant Optimus Prime. The damage caused by Megatron's attack required Prime's spark to be removed in order to fix his body. However, a spark needs to be inside a vessel to survive. So with time running out and options low, Primal bravely took Prime's spark into himself. The power of holding 2 sparks was far too powerful for Primal's transmetal body to cope with, resulting in Primal's metamorphosis into Optimal Optimus. This gave the Maximals a huge advantage in the remainder of the Beast Wars, which would finally end when the Maximals were able to capture Megatron and attempt to return him back to Cybertron, officially ending the Beast Wars, at least on Earth, as Megatron would escape and return to Cybertron before the Maximals. He would then create a virus to wipe out the Cybertronian civilization and create his hordes of Viacon drones. When the Maximals eventually returned to Cybertron, they were unable to transform out of beast mode due to a transformation virus. Primal then made contact with the ancient supercomputer, the Oracle, in order to be reformatted in a new techno-organic body, a perfect fusion of the technological and the organic. During the war on Cybertron, Primal became obsessed with reinstating the organic to Cybertron. However, his growing obsession led to him making more and more reckless decisions, to the point that Cheater even removed him from leadership for a time.
Back in that plant, you removed me from command.
You weren't thinking clearly, Optimus. You haven't been since resuming command. I wanted you back in charge because I believe in you. You've left me no choice. I'm taking over.
Primal would later realize the error of his ways, and how he, in fact, was doing the same thing as his eternal rival Megatron, just on the opposite side. Upon this realization, Optimus would realize the answer was balance, to bring about a harmony on Cybertron of the organic and the technological, much like their new bodies. Fittingly, Optimus Primal and Megatron would meet their end together, falling into the Cybertron core, however. Despite their fates being entwined, Megatron's last moments were filled with anger and fear during the fall, whereas Primal calmly prepared for his final reformatting and return to the Matrix. His last moments filled with peace that he had finally achieved his mission. Now, of course, no cartoon is made without the notion of selling toys, and as leader of the Maximals, Primal had more than his fair share of action figures made. His first figure actually wasn't the character we know today. It was a bat transformer that came in a 2-pack with an alligator Megatron and a small comic. The comic stated that these were, in fact, new incarnations of the G1 leaders, meaning Optimus Primal was, in fact, a reborn Optimus Prime. This, however, was altered quickly, and inspired by King Kong, Primal was changed to a much larger Ultra toy that transformed into a gorilla. His Transmetal toy was a considerably smaller deluxe, with a new vehicle mode that was essentially his Beast mode on a surfboard. His final Beast Wars toy came as the one and only figure in the Supreme Class, Optimal Optimus, boasting a 4-way transformation of Bot mode, Beast mode, Land Vehicle, and Air Vehicle. After the show had ended and Beast Machines began, despite only having one design throughout the entirety of the show, he would have 3 new figures released. The deluxe figure that bore almost no resemblance to his show counterpart, his mega-class Blast Punch figure, and his massive Air Attack figure. However, the latter was released under the Robots in Disguise toy line due to issues with its initial release. To mark the 20th anniversary of Beast Wars, a masterpiece figure of his original form was released, boasting incredible likeness to his show counterpart, which would later be recolored into a more toy-accurate color scheme and into Burning Convoy. Due to Beast Wars and Beast Machines being lesser-known shows amongst the general public, many fans assumed this was the last we would ever see of the transforming gorilla. Thankfully, this wouldn't be the case, as Primal would make his silver screen debut in the 2023 movie Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, where in the movie, both Maximals and Autobots fought side by side to stop the evil Scourge. So in conclusion, it's impossible to overlook the lasting impact and legacy that Optimus Primal has left on the Transformers universe. Sure, Optimus Prime is and always will be the most revered leader. But when you consider that Primal, despite not being a military leader, succeeded in stopping both Maximal and Predacon annihilation at the hands of the Vok, battled Megatron through time and space, saved his predecessor, Optimus Prime, while simultaneously maintaining the correct path of history, and eventually brought balance and peace to Cybertron.
It may well be that Optimus Primal is indeed the greatest Cybertronian to ever live. Thanks for tuning in to our look back at Optimus Primal. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more great content. See you in the next one.